All right, so this is a Cat D33 out of this half scrapped 977K right here. 11K 3523, I believe. So you can see he started pinching at it with the claw here on the excavator, but we are looking for a crank, possibly a block, and then we get the converter and everything with it. So we're gonna try and take this home today. I'm not even sure if any of the parts will cross, but the price is right. It's basically the price of scrap. You know, we've got room. We're probably gonna need the parts. And if we can't use them, I'm sure someone else out there can use them, because these things are just harder and harder to come by these days. If we don't kind of start to rescue this stuff, it's just another piece of the farm that we pack up, ship out, and sell off, right? So we're gonna load it on the trailer and take it home. I'm gonna tear it down in my garage just because obviously there's so much that is junk on it, and then we'll try and keep what's good. We're also gonna get the trans out of there. I got that basically out, some other parts around. But the main goal for this video is just to get this engine home, get it safe. We'll clean it up, we'll tear it down really good, and then we'll kind of make a determination on what shape it was in, and we'll see what parts we can keep and use for ourselves, and then what we want to sell off and things like that, for our 977 that inevitably needs a motor.
I do like projects. Let me see. Yeah, I think she's ready for 14K.
Greg's also got this here. And I think, Lisa, plug your ears. I think you guys know what the answer is on this. It's got decent tracks. It's actually got a 3306 in it, which is what we need. Cylinders, final drives, transmission, torque converter. This is exactly what we need. It's an L, you guys can see, so this is a great day. I've heard that good things come in threes, so 3 977s. Right, Jason? Jason's laughing over there. I mean,
yep, that
he's like,
sounds right.
You have a problem. Oh. It's just gonna look cool driving down the road. Ooh. Try and go down, see if.
Hey, I'm gonna lift it up, grab those lines off from underneath.
All right, whoop. Come in a little bit. Whoop. Yep, set her down.
Have you messed with them anymore?
Yeah, I'm going up tomorrow. We're gonna throw the head from the one on the other, and we might try and fire it. All right, so we made it home okay. The sketchy strap job survived, but I wouldn't recommend it. My dad's freaking idlers. So what I want to do now is I want to start stripping this guy down on the trailer, because there's absolutely no way that I have anything remotely close to picking this thing up and putting it in the garage, right? I'm gonna try and just pump the oil out, because I can't drain it, obviously. Now it's sucking out like water. Must have rained in there or something. And push the oil to the top. That makes sense, actually, now I'm talking about it. All right, I got a little bit torn down. The good pile's a lot bigger than the bad pile. That's the good pile. It's kind of a bummer, you know, when they started pinching at it. Alternators busted up, water pumps, all junk. So that's kind of everything that's not gonna be like oil bathed. So let's clean this thing up now. I want to power wash it. It's in pretty rough shape. We'll clean it up before we kind of get into tearing the big stuff off. All right, that looks a lot better. Couple things, that's kind of funny. I guess whoever was running this was running with a hole in the valve cover. And then that's a casualty, probably of the scrapyard, so I don't know if I'll use the block or not. I gotta think on that one. Other than that, it cleaned up pretty well. Big old Vickers variable vane right there. I'm not sure what they use that for. I thought those were usually steering pumps. So I think now I want to get it. It's sitting on the torque converter right now, so let's get it up off the torque converter. And then I want to try and pull that whole torque converter assembly off because I'm not touching that. That's just going to go on the shelf. Oh, yeah. Okay. Ready, Bailey? Cooper. Come on. Ready? Almost. Oh, I got it. Okay, no, give. Hey. Hey, give. No, give. Ah. Okay, ready? There you go. Good catch. Yeah, okay, all right. Oh, good. I'm not sure what that pump is for. That could be one of the main ones for the hydraulics, actually, but I really don't know. I think I got this converter ready to pop. There is force held bolts on it that maybe I do need. My dad oogles over the fact of these caterpillars because he says everything's easy to work on. It's got force held bolts. That's a hill he's gonna die on, I guess. But I will say everything we've seen so far, there's a reason why these old cats are still around, and there's a reason why Caterpillar is the company they are today. It's impressive. They make some good stuff. And I'm sure they still do. Oh, good. This is the wrong frickin' place to be doing this. You see the acorns in there? Wow, this is a drain. Keeps getting better. Forgot I had my drain jug. Wow. There's some metal shavings on that baby. Half a snap ring. Oh yeah. Alright, we'll let her drain. Alright, there she is. I don't think it's too heavy. I think it's maybe 400 pounds or so. Came off easy. I believe that just goes inside. It's kind of a spline or whatever you want to call it. That's kind of cool. Easy to put on. I made a mess though. I gotta clean it up. And then some little guy was storing his food in there. That's it. Nice. course, more oil everywhere. So this housing is the oil filter, obviously, and then there's a oil cooler in here. That's where the coolant goes. This bolts the transmission oil cooler, and then probably maybe just some thermostats, some sort of valves in there. You know, that'll help regulate the temperature of the oil. So this looks like a good part. I'm not sure if this is 3306 or D333 specific, but we're getting some good parts. Oh, that's not that bad. Nice. Oh. Huh. The rear main seal's in that part. That's funny. I guess that makes sense. All right, we're getting there. I think the last thing we can do to make it as light as we can before we take it off is just pull the head. So let's do that, and then we'll see if we can cherry pick it off the trailer. Wow. It actually doesn't look too bad except for where, you know, the fill cap was knocked off. This guy got busted up, unfortunately. But other than that, everything looks okay. Still a lot of good parts on it. So, good. Let's, you know, I don't notice a crack on this head either. So far, usually they crack right in here because of this weird loop, you know. But this one actually looks pretty good. So, let's pop this off, see what we see underneath. Oh. There she is. Hopefully there's not more oil in this stupid thing. I'm not sure my driveway can take anymore. Or if my wife can take any more on the driveway. Mildly shady. Ooh. Even got a free good head gasket with that deal, huh? So this head is a different head than kind of what we're looking for, right? So I don't really think I'm going to use this head. The only use for it would be someone that's looking for like a 977 specific, 977K specific head or something like that. Casting looks pretty good though, honestly. You know, obviously a little bit of issue just because it was left out to the open for a while, but definitely should be a good core head. And honestly, you know, if someone really wanted to clean it up and run it, they probably could, so that's good. But for me, this is really no use, so if anyone needs one, I am just selling all these parts that I'm not going to use, so if anyone needs any parts, just let me know. There's an email or comment or message us on Instagram or something. But should be a good core head for someone, hopefully. So let's set this aside, and then we'll work on getting that off. So here's the you know, the block after the head's off, looking at the pistons. So I mean, obviously, sat out in the rain, so like 2.5, 3 of them are toast. Still a lot of water in there, but yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about that, right? Obviously, if I do this, it's going to be a full-on rebuild with new sleeves and pistons and everything, but it's kind of funny. If you guys look down there, there's still crosshatch in there. And then over here, I really don't feel much of a ridge. Leave a comment. Would you guys run that? Or would you guys replace all that? Look at that one too. You know, I don't know if I'll be able to tell when we tear it apart further if it's original cat, but I mean, like, shoot. The pistons, we might have to run the frickin' pistons, you know? Although, right there, I have a feeling it would say Caterpillar if it was a cat piston. Alright, this is the part I'm nervous about. Let's see if we can lift this stupid thing off with just a cherry picker. Alright, so I want to just bring it this way. And then redo this, because that is sketchy as heck. That might actually be enough for the next one. Oh, baby. All right, let's try and go one more. I'm not sure that Harbor Freight's gonna make her. I didn't think it could get any worse, but this idea looks actually stupider when you see that thing in my garage. Good thing it's not a 34. Holy. Again, the amount of oil I've spilled for this thing is pretty depressing. I think once it goes, it's gonna go. Alright, I gotta go get some kitty litter and clean this mess up before we tear into it, but there she is. Is the crank gonna be good or no? Alright, so I drained what was in the oil pan, and you know, a lot of water. Doesn't look horrible. It doesn't look like shredded tin like what was in the Ford, but I guess we got a washer there. That could have been from me, but we do have a lot of, it's almost like rock or something. I don't know, there's a fairly big chunk here. So it looks like cast iron. Looks like the same color cast iron. So what I'm thinking right now, hopefully the block doesn't have any catastrophic failures or anything, but I guess talking with you guys looking, that would probably be a pretty good chance. You can see my finger in there, so that's just blown apart. So maybe that's where it came from. I think I got a bigger chunk. A little better piece in there to keep me centered. Oh, holy cow. My lucky day. Oh. Sweet. So this was, I think, something for like the track adjuster. I got off those two idlers outside. This was flat. I knew she'd deform her pretty well. Here's a bunch of stuff going on. So this is our cam right here. So main, crank, cam. This spun our water pump. Our water pump's been busted off. I guess I can take the rest of that stuff off under there. And then I believe this is just an idler that comes out. And then this right here was our fuel injection pump. But you remember I already scabbed this for the one video. So let's take this off, pop those gears off, and then we can get that big steel plate off. That's scrap as well. Oh, where are you supposed to be? There. This thing's all bent to hell. That. I thought you said why. So, I mean, it doesn't look too bad. We'll see. Really, the rings look pretty good. I can't tell. It almost looks like this is kind of a newer reman. I wonder if they went through this engine at one point or another. So you can see right now, it doesn't look like this crank's ever been ground just because that radius isn't clean. It's not ground. And if they ground that, they would clean that up. And it doesn't look bad, you know. I mean, I'll probably just take it to a machine shop and have them decide. We might have to get it ground 10 under, which isn't a big deal, but We might also be able to just get it polished. We will have to see. There's kind of some deep scratches in it though. I thought these were going to be way tighter. And it's going to be a magical day when we build the diesel garage. The real diesel garage. We're going to have cranes everywhere. 12-inch thick concrete floor. I don't even know what else. Victory. Oh no, we can't. All right, so I think we got what we were coming for. So the block looks pretty good. I'll take you guys through that quick. Down here, I don't see any cracks or anything. I mean, I don't think these blocks really ever have issues, right? There's a little bit of rust junk right here. I believe that's just from me trying to put the piston out through the bottom. Spoiler alert, I had to actually break the rings on the one. So you see all that. And push it back in. I just hit those two with the hone quick to be able to get them out. Yeah, it looks awesome. I gotta get the cam out yet. I think a couple of the lifters are kind of seized in there. So, you know, the front looks good. The block didn't get bent or cracked anything when he was hitting it with the claw. Just those kind of interim plates did is all. So everything looks good. No bad bowls or anything. This side looks good, water jacket all looks good, but I'll send it out and get it magnifluxed and clean and everything just to make sure we don't have any issues with it. And then on this side, the one little defect with the block as a result of scrapping is just a little bit of that broke off. But other than that, same thing, looks good. We'll get it magnifluxed. The part number, so this is a D333. It was in a 977K, and we're obviously building this out for an L, which is a 3306. So the part number on this is 5S6777 M29. So we'll get back to that in a second. Liners actually look good. I kind of think that this thing was rebuilt at some point, because you can see some crosshatch in there yet. See that? That does not look bad. So it's kind of a bummer because I think if he wouldn't have really started scrapping it, but I mean, that's the business he's in, you know. He's got to make money on these things that he buys. But I think if it hadn't fell to the claw, I honestly think this would have been a really freaking good runner. So over here's all our main caps. No issues there. I mean, I wouldn't expect to see any. And then all our pistons. You can tell the two middle ones are crusty because it got water down it. Those pistons look like brand new. And I just don't think, I could be wrong, but I don't think that's the way it would look. And I don't know how many hours this machine had on it. But we will see. So the part number on the rod is 5S6202. Pistons, I don't think the pistons matter because there's a couple different variations of pistons even for the 3306 indirect. So the other big thing that we needed is the crank. So basically what we're trying to do here is we've got the one 977L machine that had the knock on number 6. It had no rod bearing in it, and we'll do a video on that later. I hope I'm not spoiling it for anyone. But the crank's gonna at least need to be ground in that one. Even that's kind of tricky if you got something hammering around in there. So sometimes it's best just to find a good used crank. So that's really what I'm after. And while I have a block here as well, just kind of gives me a leg up. This is in front of me, so I can start rebuilding this stuff kind of way ahead of time. And that machine needs a head too. So I think if I buy a good rebuild kit and a head, I pretty much have everything in front of me. to build that engine up, at least the main rotating assembly. We'll have to get like the front covers and stuff off that engine, but you know, really get a head start on getting a good engine for that machine. So that's what we're after. We're after a block and a crank. The block in that machine is good, worst case scenario, but like I said, the crank is not. So this is really what I was curious about, really what I wanted. And honestly, this thing looks great. I'm not sure if we'll polish that and run that. You can tell, you know, I guess, like I said, I'll take it to a machine shop and they can kind of see. But I'm really hoping we can just polish this frickin' thing up and send it. Because it's kind of hard to find people to grind these massive cranks. And obviously, you know, you'd like to run one that's just polished. So we will see. I'm going to take this out to the machine shop and have them check it over. And we will kind of see what's going on. Hopefully get this thing back in good shape. So that's gonna be it for this one, guys. Like I said, the thing we were looking for is right behind us. We got both of them. So we lucked out pretty good. I paid for this, the torque converter and the 2 front idlers and whatever else. Look at his little head popping out. What's going on? Maybe like 13 cents a pound for this stuff. So for the engine, you know, basically all the scrap that I got that I'm gonna take back. The 2 front idlers and the torque converter. I don't think I had anything else on that load. I paid like maybe like $432 or something. So if you look on eBay or you look online, you try and find a used block, you try and find a used crank, you're probably $500 all day. I have no idea what a torque converter would cost for a 977. I got a good head for a D33 that someone will be able to use as a core. So I think we lucked out pretty good on this one. And I do, like I said, I do have the injection pump of this one too, which is worth some money. So all in all, I think it's gonna work out for us. So next, I gotta pull those cylinder liners, or if the machine shop says they'll do that for me, I'll probably just hire that job out. I'm gonna load this stuff up, take it and drop it off. And then in the meantime, so a couple questions for you guys out there. So you saw the part number on the block. Unfortunately, I think that's the part number on our crank and I can't read that, 5S something something. So this is out of a 977K, like I said. But here's the tag on the block. It says 11K 3523K track type loader. So I have, you know, every reason to believe that that's the original engine from this machine. So my question out there for you guys is, does anyone know if these parts cross to the 3306 that we're gonna build? I'm pretty sure they do because I've done some research before. I think this is a late model D333. Really the only thing I got torched on was the head. And then what rebuild kit do you guys recommend? So I've gotten a couple feelers, maybe some people that'll throw us a rebuild kit for this. We'll kind of see, but I know IPD seems to be a good one that comes up. So if you guys have any big feelings about that, let me know what we should do with rebuild kits. And then anything else we should do to a 3306 as we build up. I'm gonna try and get everything cleaned up and then we'll go into a video and we'll build this thing up. So thanks for watching, guys, as always. Again, we really do appreciate hearing from you in the comments. It's 4th of July, so I think we got some barbecuing to do. Other than that, I think we'll see you guys next time. Don't forget, we've got merch. We're doing a limited time run for this shirt to kind of commemorate saving these 977s and hopefully inspire you guys to go out and save some old iron yourself. So $30, link is in the description of the video. I'll put in a pinned comment too, so you guys should be able to find it easily. And like I said before, it really goes a long way to help us out, and you're helping out me and my family, my dogs, my wife, my kids, you know, not someone in a high rise somewhere, someone behind a computer screen somewhere. So we really do appreciate it for all you guys do for us. So thanks for watching. That's it. Talk to you. Hey, what do you think? Is that engine gonna run? How many horsepower is it gonna be? Whoa. Oh, you know, we're not happy. You want a John Deere engine, huh? Yeah.